Hello YouTube fans, back from Stats in my ear. Hello YouTube fans, here again. And now we're going to the 80s action marathon. We're now going into 1983. Say it again, 1983. With this classic, that being Deathstalker. Now I remember doing Deathstalker before, and I actually like Deathstalker. To me, this is how I felt, to be honest, this was how Job the Barbarian should have been. In 1983, this is how I felt Job the Barbarian should have been, because it's proper 18, doesn't fuck about in the blood and guts department. It has a lot of sets, a lot of tits, a lot of nudity, and I love it. And that's being Deathstalker. So some people say back in 1983 this was sort of like a Job the Barbarian rip-off. But you know what? You know what? If it is, it's a dudden. I say it again, it's a dudden. So it starts off, you have the film's logo as well known, called New World Pictures. It comes up, it's all blue and it fires a toss. The same company what given us a couple of days before movies, let's say like Charity of Terror. Love Charity of Terror, one of my favourite sci-fi horror films. One day before Deathstalker, giving us Forbidden World. Or Marathon, whatever it was called, had two different titles. It was all like an alien rip-off. Same company was giving us that. So they're giving us this one, Deathstalker. And I actually like it. You got that, and then you got the word Deathstalker flying at you with that big epic music. La, 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 la. That's been a rubbish job. That's when you know you got a damn good epic adventure film. It doesn't. I'm going off the top here, making Deathstalker sound like freaking Gone with the Wind. Because, yeah, it's cheap budget, it's a Job the Barbarian rip-off, but I like it. I like Adam Hill, who's the main character, Deathstalker. I do know that over the years they made a lot of sequels, and those had a lot of different actors play Deathstalker. But Adam Hill, he's one of my favourites. I do remember him being in the fourth one and all. The less I talk about that, the after, that will be a rant, just like I did with the third one. But this one had no faults with it. You've got to see where they take these weird guys, they're chasing this lad's about to rape this girl. But Deathstalker comes to the rescue, kills the lad, which I find funny because he's having it away with her then, Deathstalker, on a branch off a tree. So you can definitely tell it's not made for kids, this film. Long and old, he's been asked by a king to help his land. He's now poor, this king, he's homeless. This evil sorcerer has adopted his daughter, who's a princess, who I do believe at the time was a playboy mogul girl, famous at that time in 1983, for being a playboy bunny girl. So she definitely wasn't shy at ripping them off, so she definitely was no princess. And so he's been sent to save her. He meets this witch who gives him these powers. There's a bit where she turns Deathstalker into a little kid to look for this other guy who's been turned into like a monster thing. Turns him back into a human, turns back to the older Deathstalker with his big raping muscles, and he introduces his own muscles. And basically, that's it, he's on a mission. Because he started his evil sorcerer, and to do that. Now, you do get one princess in it, definitely not shy at ripping them out, and you've seen it before. Linda Tartan's her name, who was well known for doing another sort of Deathstalker rip-off sort of film, an old sort of film called Barbarian Queen. So 2 days after this, she did Barbarian Queen. That an interesting film. I know they made the second one and all. There's a bit of bonk in there with her and Deathstalker halfway through the film. Quite nice to see. It doesn't be thinking with my middle brain here. And but then you get a really good scene, a bit of mud wrestling with women. That's what I mean. This is definitely not for kids. But when you get to the bit where he's fighting, he's in this exaggerated thing, you got blood, you got heads getting cut off. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. The blood just spurts out. It's like this water fountain blood, and it's just so beautiful to see. It's the most beautiful thing, and that's to me is how Job the Barbarian should have been. Blood, guts, arms, guts getting ripped out. That would have been great. I'd have loved it, but they didn't. They had to wimp out on that, and that's how I felt Job the Barbarian should have been. There's a bit of it that feels to me like this is He-Man meets Enter the Dragon. He-Man meets Enter the Dragon. Think about it. In Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee goes to a tournament, goes after this evil guy, who's the boss of it all. Deathstalker, a warrior, He-Man type of character, goes to a tournament, looking out for an evil sorcerer. See the similarities? So he has a mate on the way he helped. I forgot about him. And it turns out he's working for the main villain, right? The evil sorcerer. There's a good fight scene in it. Some people say it's a bit sets or all the way they're fighting these two big muscly men, but to get his own muscle. But it's good to see where he says, bye my friend. Snaps his freaking neck. No messing about, and I love it. There's a bit where this guy, who's funny enough is in Barbarian Queen, he gets turned into a woman. So let's just show a bit of nudity. Again, there's a lot of nudity in this. It's unbelievable the amount of nudity in this film and about bonking in it. And there's bits in it now where it's all sexual and sexist that I'm thinking you wouldn't get away with a film like Deathstalker anymore. You would not get away with a film like Deathstalker anymore. You wouldn't. But that's what I like about it. It's like a good bit in a tournament. You've got this guy with a face like a pig. Deathstalker fights it. I just wish at the bit where he cuts it, you see the blood, because it's not like a human, it's a monster, instead of having red blood. But I still like it, what it is. The baby boy bunny there, yes, it's nice to look at. I felt there should give her some lines, but that's it. She's probably got that because she's a baby boy bunny there, so she's just there because she's eye-tander. The bit there, Deathstalker thinks it's her, it's that evil fucking wizard. He kills Barbarian Queen, the wizard. Like I say, Deathstalker kills his mate, and that's when he goes after the evil wizard, the evil sorcerer. There's only bits in it where I felt, well, why is he going long here? And then the bald-headed one, like me, with a tattoo on his forehead. But he outsmarts the sorcerer, because the sorcerer, believe it or not, has used powers, and all he can do is make you usurate. There's a bit where Deathstalker thinks he's burnt his hand, and he hasn't. And Deathstalker tottens on, he thinks, you just do me usurpations here. You just stand a fucking, as I already said in Tokurito, the ultimate brain fuck. In other words, you're just messing with me. So he gets the truck, snaps it. For some reason, this bracelet, when you take it off, must take his powers away. So all he can do is usurpations. He gets him, says, now I'm going to give the people what they want. Throws him to all these people. You've got the idea these people are like slaves. They get him, and what they do to the evil sorcerer is, whoa, whether he just hit a notch of being an 18 rating. They tie him up, arm there, his legs are on these horses, one leg there, one leg there, and I swear they must have seen, right, whoever did this at the time, must have seen 2000 Maniacs. Remember when I reviewed 2000 Maniacs back in 1964? Because there's a similar death scene in that, in what's in this, but this is like really full in your face. So like I said, the guy's arm up there, the guy one of his arms up here, the guy one leg, another leg, and they lick the side of his horses, and it just licking it, rips him to pieces, blood, guts, blood squirting out everywhere, and it is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I love it. I just wish Job the Barbarian was like that. Bits the sword up, it goes like lightning, and I'm thinking, what's he going to do next? Out, He-Man. And it ends, I even love the music in it, you know what I mean? It came out in 1983, and to me, like I said with Beastmaster, they've already did He-Man the movie. This was like, to me, what would happen. I remember saying this before on another review. This, to me, is like what He-Man would be like if they're giving it the 18 rating. Sex, nudity, blood, guts. This is what it should be like if He-Man had an 18 rating. And that's why I love Deathstalker. I love it. It was so successful that a lot of years later they made a sequel, and they made a few, some dud, some shit. Made a lot of rip-offs. So you could say this is all like Dove the Barbarian, but I felt this was pretty interesting. To me, this is what I felt Dove the Barbarian was. I just wish there was a few more scenes, a few more tournaments, a few more heads and legs getting cut off. That's just me being out of blood first there. But I just would love to see a bit more of that in Deathstalker. But other than that, though, it's not a bad hour of your time if you're into like that warrior, fantasy stuff in that era. It's definitely not made for kids, as I told you some of the bits what are in it. Adam Hill does a good performance as Deathstalker. Check it out from 1983. Deathstalker. Into them. I'll see you later.